crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I'm here with a card for the latest Cat Scrappiness Challenge. The Cat Scrappiness Challenge for March is to create a card with a rainbow theme or a rainbow color scheme, and I will leave a link in the video description. You can win a $25 gift certificate for participating, so they'll pick a random winner each month from those who have entered. So to get started with my card, I was inspired by the Crafter's Gotta Craft stamp set. There was a lot of different little crafting tools or art tools in there. And I thought, well, that is just the easy way to make a rainbow. You could have, a pencil of each color, a marker of each color, a scissor of each, whatever you want from that particular stamp set. So I chose to do the pencils and the markers. In retrospect, I don't love the markers just because there's not a lot of opportunity to add color to them. There is opportunity. I wanted to make them look like my Copics, and then I thought about it, and Copics really aren't that colorful. So anyway, I did the pencils first. I am stamping with the stamp positioner tool. I find this to be very helpful in these graphic sort of cards. So when you saw the, beginning photo, you saw there was 6 pencils lined up on one side, 3 on another, and then 3 markers to make 2 complete rainbows, because you'll need 6 colors for the rainbow. Although you can argue 7 if you want to do the indigo, but I just did the 6 solid colors. And I'm stamping each of these twice. I think it's partly because the larger surface area of this, I'm having a hard time getting a great impression the first time. And I actually don't know if I've ever stamped with this particular pencil before. So sometimes when you have a new stamp, it takes a little longer. But eventually, you see there, I only had to do 1 impression. After you stamp it a few times, it gets it going. I am using some really thick cardstock. It's Michael's Recollections 110 pound. And I am stamping with Copic Safe ink, so I'm going to Copic color. My background is cut with the cross-stitched rectangles from Cat Scrappiness. I love all of the different basic shapes from them, and I like having different options. The latest one are the zigzags, so if you haven't yet checked those out, I do encourage you to maybe try out the zigzags if you're looking for a new border for your shapes. So I used E21 to color in all the little pencil tips, and then I'm going to use C1 to color the markers, because like I said, I want them to look like my Copics. So I basically picked the Copic marker whose cap was closest to the color that was shown, and then I just picked 6 solid colors of Copics in order to just color the pencils very simply. I didn't do any shading, anything interesting like that. And you might have seen there, I was kind of fussing with my marker for a second, and that's because I was trying to figure out what the Copics actually look like, because on the brush tip side, which I'm used to coloring with, the area near the tip is differently colored. It's darker, but it's not on the chisel tip side, which is what these markers are showing. And so part of me thinks maybe I should have just colored it differently just to add some interest to it, or added some shading to them, because it wound up being a lot of gray. But then when I had all the other color added, I was really happy with the card overall. So I decided to make these colored pencils. Originally, I was actually going to make them just all with a, typical pencil tip, a gray pencil tip, but I decided that I would essentially make it a crafty card. And so I may as well go with the colored pencils. And also then I thought it tied in better with the markers. And I also picked a sentiment from the Crafter's Gonna Craft stamp set. I think you could also go outside the set for a sentiment, like some sort of rainbow sentiment. But I figured that I would probably just send this to a crafty friend, and then the sentiment would make more sense. So it says, when in doubt, add glitter. There's a few other sentiments from that stamp set as well, but that was the one that I liked. However, there was no glitter yet. So I decided to add my glitter with sequins, because as many of you know, I love Cat Scrappiness glitter sequins. Now, I did show on the screen briefly what all of my colors were, so if you wanted to use the same colors, but really it's just a solid red, orange, yellow, etc. I'm going to arrange them in a visual triangle to make it interesting, and then I'm going to glue them down with Multimedia Matte from Ranger. I'm using the Shimmering Onyx glitter sequins, but then I showed you that sometimes you can find the sequins you want in multi-packs, and so I recommend doing that as well. So that's it for my card today. Remember that you can enter the challenge with a simple rainbow themed card, and you can find all of the links to the products I used in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.